Good morning all. A recent challenge was put on my table to learn Towards Dead End by Children of Bodom. Challenge accepted. Alright guys, one really important thing to point out with this song is that we're doing the Children of Bodom tuning, which is the D standard idea, where we're going D, G, C, F, A, D. So get yourself in tune and we'll get started. Okay, let's break it down into chunks. So we're going to start off obviously with this lovely bend on 10 of the second string, and then it goes into this really big run. So it's going to start off with this, and then from that point on, everything's kind of in groups of 4. So I'll play it slowly in chunks with some breaks, and we'll learn it in those little chunks. So I'll play that for you. Alright, let's learn all those little chunks. The first one was a hammer on from 7 to 8 on the first string into a pull-off, and then I go 10, 8 on the second. The second chunk starts from 7 to the first, and then I go 10, 8, 7 on the second. The third group does a pull-off from 8 to 7 on the second string, and then I go 9, 8 on the third. After that, I go to 7 of the second string, and then I play 9, 7, 5 on the third. So 7 of the second string, 9, 7, 5. There's 2 more little chunks to that. I do a pull-off from 9 to 7, and then play 5, 4 with my pointer. Last bit is a pull-off from 7 to 4, and then I go 7, 5 on the 4th string. So we're going. Okay, let's have a look at the ending of this now. I want to start this little group with the same idea. We'll break it down into chunks. Okay, let's have a look at the first group of that. I want to start from 4 of the third string. I'm going to go from 4 of the third string and go 7, 5, 4 on the string above, which is the 4th. I'm going to jump down to the third string for the next group. I'm going to go 7 of the third string, 4 of the 4th, and then 7, 5 on the 5th. So those ideas back to back will be. And the last bit, I'm going from 4 of the 4th, and then I'm going 7, 5 on the string above, back down to the 4 of the 4th, and I want to end that phrase on my pinky on 7. So it'll go. Alright, let's try that whole last little bit now. Let's do the whole thing from the start. Okay, hope that makes sense. Let's have a look at the last bit. I'm doing a hammer on from 5 to 7 on the third, and then doing a tap on 12. It's on the third string, and I do a light vibrato. And you notice that when I pull off the tap, I slide in with my pointer finger. You can kind of begin the tap slide early, really. What I do here is I slide into 12 with my pointer, and do a hammer on from 12 to 14, and then I tap 20 and give it a light vibrato to get that slightly evil sound. Alright, let's have a look at the second section. We're going to be working with that tapping pentatonic idea. What I want to do firstly is concentrate on the left hand. I'm going to start off on the first string and go from 12 to 15 3 times. And then do 12 to 15 on the second twice. 12 to 14 on the third twice. And then 12 to 10 is a pull-off on the 4th string once. And then on the 5th string, that same idea, 12 to 10. So all together, we're going to go. Sounds pretty horrid without the taps. Okay, let's add those in now. I want to go from what we're doing on the left hand. I'm going to do the tap on 17 and then pull off to the pointer. So tap to pointer. And then hammer in that ring. And that's generally how the taps are going to work for at least the first group. So I'm doing the first 2 taps on 17. And then the next one jumps all the way to 22. So it goes. the second string, I go, so I do 117 and 120. So 3 taps on the first string. Okay, let's have a look at the third string now. I go, do my 12 to 14 thing on my left hand, and I go from 16 to 19 with the 2 taps. All together. Hope that makes sense. And then I go to the fourth string, and I do 1 tap on 14, and then the same on the string above. So let's do that all a bit slower. Okay, what follows that is that really, really cool legato run. So what we want to do here after we finish that tap is jump to 12 of the top string. We're going to go 12, 14, 15, same on the next string. And then when I get to the fourth string, I go 12, 14, 16, and the same on the third, 12, 14, 16. So, okay, what follows that? Now this sort of changes modes a little. I want to go to 11 of the second string and go 11, 13, 15. And I think this changes modes again. When I get to the first string, I go 12, 14, 15, which is a little weird. Kind of strange. Anyway, I'll try that all together. At the end of that, I do a tap on 17 and then pull off to the 12. This section's a little bit confusing because it sort of sounds like there's bigger arpeggios going on, like that kind of idea. What it actually is this with a harmony behind it. So we're just going to concentrate on the high and cool Alexi part. I want to do a pull off from 15 to 12 on the first string, and then pick 15 to 12 on the second. And then I go 19 to 15 on the first, and then 19 to 15 on the second, but pick both notes. Then a pull off from 20 to 17 on the first string, and then 20 to 19 on the second. And then the last bit of that goes 22 to 19, and then 22 to 20 on the second string, and then a big bend on 22. So I'll put that all together for you. Alright guys, let's have a look at the last bit, the easiest bit. Into a slight vibrato we bend from 14 of the third string, and then it goes 12, 11, 12, still on the third. And the next bit goes 14 slight bend again, and then just 12, 11. The bit that follows that, still on the third string, I go 12, 14, 12, 14. And then slide from 13 to 15 on the second. So we got... And then we've just got these last arpeggio ideas. Nice and packably. Starting from 19 to the first string, I do a pull off from 19 to 15. Then I jump to the third, so I'm skipping that second string, and I do a pull off, I pick both of those notes. So it's a pull off from 19 to 15, and then I pick 19, 16 on the third. And then I end that root note of the arpeggio on 17 of the fourth string. At the end of that, I do a hammer on from 16 to 19 on the third. And then that arpeggio ends on 15 of the first. Okay, and then I go to 17 of the fifth string. I kind of work that shape pretty much exactly the same, but I'm starting from the root note. So I go 17 of the fifth string. I pick the next two notes, which is 16, 19. And I go 15 to 19 on the second string, so I'm doing a skip. When I hit the 19, I pull off straight to the 15. And then I end that arpeggio going 19 to 16 on the fourth. So let's try that all together. The last bit goes 15, 17, 19 on the first string, and then a bend on 22. You notice he gets a slight whammy, wheel, 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 on all of those notes. not cool enough to have a whammy myself. That's the whole Towards Dead End solo. Hope you've enjoyed it. That was a challenging one. Have fun with it, guys. Happy shredding.